Remember that, don't you?
So before you got into acting, as you said, you were in the Marines for a few years, and then you worked as a court reporter for some time. So it was relatively late that you got into acting. You were already in your mid-20s when you started your acting career?
Well, I went to summer stock when I was 25, which was old for a guy to be in summer stock. I was with guys and girls that were like 16, 17, but I had started late, so I was making coffee for people and all that.
Do you think that helped? I mean, having that life experience, compared to your peers, you came to it with years in the Marines, working in courts and.
Every experience counts. So I came with my experience, they came with theirs, and Marty his, which was not dissimilar to mine in one sense. He was from a certain background in Manhattan, and I in Brooklyn, but somehow we shared a very common experience between our mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters.
Right.
So we became friends very quickly.
Were movies a big part of your childhood? The way they were for Marty, obviously, but were the actors that you?
Well, my childhood didn't last that long before I went to the Marines. I was only 17, just turned 17. So my experience with film was kind of short-lived, but certainly cinema was a strong part of growing up in Brooklyn. The films of those times. I remember very vividly being influenced by, Harvey, come on. Charlie Chaplin and the film Limelight that he had done, which was, you all know that film?
Yeah.
If you don't know Limelight, you should see it, by Charlie Chaplin. It's a whole different thing. And that film, by the way, I understand, he wasn't accepted as being a good actor. So you should see the film particularly. For Hollywood telling Charlie Chaplin not to act.
You studied with some of the greats. You studied with Lee Strasberg,
Stella Adler, Kazan, Michael Kahn, an array of people that were some of the great acting teachers of that era. And for all time, really.
Who were the actors who were important to you as a young actor coming up in the 1960s? I would imagine like a figure like Brando.
Well, for
James Dean.
For all of us at that time, it was Marlon Brando and James Dean. Cassavetes films. And then, as we got a little more sophisticated, Charles Martin and others in that ilk.
You said that you have a lot in common with Marty. I mean, obviously, immigrant families. You've come because the films that you've made with him, and also with. I think many films in your filmography reflect a sense of spiritual questing, which I think is very...
Well, Marty had been spent some time at a Jesuit high school, I believe. And when we made his first film, his student film, there was no money. So we were shooting, we were using his apartment in Little Italy to shoot it. And we were... Oh, this is true, I'm telling you right away. We were shooting a scene in his apartment. His mother was there, his father was at work. And the actress's name was Zena Bethune. Probably none of you know her, but maybe you do. You're my go-to girl. And so I'm in bed with this girl. We were dressed in those days. And Marty's father comes home from work. And he's coming home for dinner. And there we are in the bed, there are lights, Marty has his camera on. And he comes in, Sean, what's going on here? What the hell? I want to eat, give me eats. And his wife, Kathy, says, oh, Charlie, shut up. And she had to kick him out while we finished the scene. And me and Zena Bethune were frightened in the bed there at Charlie being upset he didn't have his dinner. So that's how Marty's independence in film began, and mine also. Did I stray there or somewhere? I feel like I strayed. But
we were talking about this. I was asking about this spiritual inclinations of some of your roles. Marty's films are very, very Catholic. I mean, you grew up with Jewish parents.
Yeah. Well, there was no difference we found between us as far as the effect religion had had on us. We grew up in an Italian-American family. I grew up in a Jewish household. But I'm half Italian and half Romanian. But it's too long a story. Wait, I got lost for a second here. Yeah, so when Marty went, one day he asked me if I wanted to see some of the footage from the film we did, the student film, which was called Who's That Knocking at My Door? I said, sure. I was working a job, but I didn't get paid for the film. I wasn't making much money anywhere. And so I went to the studio at NYU and sat down there, and the screen went up. And we had shot a number of images inside a church down in Little Italy. And curtain went up, images came on, and I saw all the scenes we had shot and the icons of the church. And then all of a sudden, what I didn't know was the title song, Who's That Knocking at My Door? Then boomed onto the screen, Who's That Knocking at My Door all night long, and the night before, bam, 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 bang, 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 Who's That Knocking at My Door? Through every moment in the church. And I was stunned at that, really. I never seen that in a movie, heard of that being done, the way Marty used music in that film. And that's when I knew he was somebody special as a talent. And that's why I say to him to this day, you keep making the same movie in theme to find out who's that knocking at the door.